Willkommen zurück zu The Stanley Parable. Ich nehme jetzt einfach nochmal eine Runde auf. Auch wenn ihr es nicht seht. Auch wenn ihr es jetzt als zweite Folge seht.
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay. Kommt da rein? Nee. Ich versuche jetzt erstmal jede Tür aufzumachen. Ich will jetzt ja was anderes machen, was anders machen halt. Es nicht so spielen, wie man soll. Deswegen gehe ich jetzt da rein. Stehen hier. I hate Mondays. Okay, dann gehen wir hier rechts, genau.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Kommt man jetzt zu dem Fahrstuhl? Wenn ja, dann ist das wie bei dem Half-Life-Spiel. Bei der Half-Life-Version. Nee.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay.
Yes, really worth it, big. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Soll ich? Ja, dann kommt man wieder dahin, wo man soll.
Stanley was so bad at following
Okay.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Keycard. Huh. Ja, ich würde sagen, hier rauf.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not sure.
Nein!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ja, ich würde sagen, das war's ja noch nicht. Also,
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
wir machen noch
Stanley
einen.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Diesmal bleiben wir da drauf. Okay. Rechts.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nö.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Und jetzt bleiben wir mal drauf. Will cause death. Okay, bleiben wir mal drauf.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really?
Ja.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen?
Danger everywhere.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let
Hier
me
arbeitet
prove
jemand.
that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Nö. Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Soll ich oder nicht? Wollen wir jetzt alles falsch machen einfach? Ich gehe jetzt in die rote Tür.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Okay.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Hey!
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Ja. Tod ist aber keine tolle Lösung. Das ist wahrscheinlich die einzige Lösung, richtig? Ich werde einfach weiter im Kreis laufen. Er wird schon irgendwie seine Kommentare dazu geben. Komm schon. Tschüss. Loading.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Oh.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
Tschüss.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Kann man die stellen?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Nö. Oh Mann.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Hey, cool, ich lebe.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Let's do it.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Nein!
Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Yay! Yo.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh. Na. Ich glaube, eine Runde geht noch. Komm.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like?
Hä?
There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Hat er jetzt irgendwas hier verändert? Ich glaube nicht. Jetzt gehen wir mal links.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ach, ich gehe mal in die Abstellkammer da vorne.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be
Und
here.
okay. Irgendwas wird schon gleich passieren.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Einmal noch.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Einmal, komm.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally, this coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wir gehen runter. Hier gibt es so unendlich viele Möglichkeiten. Schon übertrieben. Firehose.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Nein.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? The doors closed automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still
Doch,
lucid.
da fehlt was.
So,
nee, hier ist er.
himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Stimmt.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yeah! Und jetzt geht's von vorne los, oder was? Nein!
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss, I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Oh,
I must
rot.
be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Ach ja, das kenne ich auch noch aus dem Originalspiel.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ah! Ja, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Wir sehen uns dann in einer weiteren Folge wieder von Stanley Parable. Ciao.